Now, I say 49 times out of 50, real estate partnerships are not a good idea. And I say that with confidence because 3 years ago, I was actually part of a real estate partnership where we were buying up parcels of vacant land at 90% discount. So not 10%, 90% off. Pretty much 10 cents on the dollar is the best way for me to put it, on these parcels of land. And it was going great until it wasn't. It was a group of 4 of us. And what we were doing was we were buying vacant land that were going to tax auctions in a different county. And we were pretty much paying the back taxes and then also clearing title. So any issues in the title work itself, whether it was probate, whether it was X, Y, and Z, let's just say code violations, we were clearing title once we opened escrow. And then once we cleared title through the probate or whatever the situation was, we'd pay the back taxes and then we'd fund the account and then we'd close. And immediately we'd put it on the MLS where the parcels of land would go into escrow and then we would get cashed out pretty much. And seriously, we got these at a really, really cool discount. And it took some time of work, but it was also not as crazy as you'd imagine. Now, the problem with this story and where I get bummed out a lot is this was during when the interest rates were going up back in 2022. So like 6 of the parcels, we bought them, we closed on them, and then we resold them, no problem. The remaining 1 or 2 on there was when the interest rates were going up. That's when we were closing on it. So the numbers changed drastically. And then the fatal flaw in this story is not only were the interest rates changing, and going up, the signing owner for the partnership was one guy. And that guy had other projects going on, other flips. And during the rising interest rates, they just became very stressed out with everything altogether and overwhelmed, where things weren't going well on the projects themselves and they completely ghosted us. And even the more painful part of that is I had several $1,000s invested in these parcels of land. And so the partner just stopped answering altogether. And it wasn't like that for just like a month or 2. It was like that for over 6 months. And long story short, fast forward now, I don't even know what's happening with those parcels of land. I think they're going to auction or something. I have no idea. Because that guy was the only one on the title. That was the only one signing for the LLC itself. And I didn't secure my money through a mortgage or anything because things were going so well. I was like, what the heck, And I bring up this story because that is just my personal take or my experience when it comes to partnerships. The partner ended up just not answering altogether. And I took that as a massive, massive learning lesson as to never be in that situation again. 49 times out of 50 or 99.99998% of times when somebody asks me whether or not it's a good idea to go, invest some money with somebody that they know that flips houses or does X, Y, and Z, my answer is going to be no. It's beyond complicated and there's so many things that could go wrong unless you're experienced in real estate and you know how to navigate this stuff. And even then, it's still a iffy decision to make because you have to do your due diligence. And at the same time, there are bad actors in this realm where they say they're going to do X, Y, and Z and whatever. But the moment that things go south, they just disappear into thin air. They stop answering and they do X, Y, and Z. And I want to take my lessons and be able to show to you and say, here, learn from my mistake right there and don't do the same thing over and over and over again. So anyways, that's really my take on investing money in real estate with other people. Like I said, 49 times out of 50, my answer is going to be no. But that 1 out of 50, if you do it right, it can be highly rewarding as well. And that's for you to really determine and go and learn the lessons of the do's and don'ts for yourself. So anyways,